Popular Mechanics, June 1958. Let's take a look at this and see what the technology and what the society is like on the inside. No drag on the reg. There is no joke I could make about that. And the reason, all the reason in the world why you should aim to live. What? I would very much like to live, thank you. Give your family and yourself the extra protection. Okay. Advertisements for headlamps. Wow. Advertisements for saws. So, what I've noticed is this is a lot like the internet. This book, straight up. The internet runs off of advertisements, and so do these magazines. Every page is a little bit remarkable. Like, for example, Signs of Our Time. Look at this guy here, the white libertarian of West Reserve Historical Society, Cleveland. You could not get away with that. What is he riding? What is he smoking? You couldn't have that picture. You couldn't have that group advertised on page 3. Well, this is the 50s, right? Lots of advertisements for learning. If you'd like a scan of a particular page, let me know in the comments. Now, this is remarkable. Are you expendable? So, this gentleman, they're trying to give advertisements so he'll find a job because they're saying that basically innovation is going to take his job, so he needs to get smarter. And that is true. But what's really funny is even today, people are really upset about AI taking jobs and whatnot. But it's interesting to see that that goes all the way back to the 50s. Lots of advertisements once again. Um, Telescopes. I love these learn to read, learn to learn. Once again, lots of advertisements for learning. And Motors Auto Repair is something I didn't know anything about until I started looking at these ads. Now, the advertisements are by far my favorite. I'm sorry about the shaky camera. I'm doing the best I can. Check out that telephone. Old school, man. Old school. And we can see here that even back in the day, they were pushing HVAC. RCA Institutes. I did not know that was a thing. I'm definitely going to have to check that out now. And growing bonsai trees, Jeep owners, electricity, and television radio. When you put those two together, they sound really important. Just going to pause here so you can have a look. Lots of telescopes, too. Sequence of ventriloquism. Geez, this is like YouTube. That's remarkable. A tube tester. So the thing is, all of your radios would have tubes that you would need. You'd plug those light tubes into here and do the herky jerky dinky dunker and then get them to work. And geez, tubes, even these days, extremely expensive for the right ones. I'm just going to freeze there because I know someone out there is going to really want to get this. Hands tied because you lack a high school diploma? Okay, let's check out over here. Jackson Repair because I want to check out muttered deltoids in a tricept. In just 7 days, I can make you a man. Charles Atlas, seal of approval. Learn meat cutting. Huh. You know what? That could actually make money these days, eh? Okay, I love and I'm really happy with this. They just randomly put on a picture of oh, Lady Godiva. Oh, Lady Godiva. You know her story, right? Anyways, just randomly putting something fun in there. I love that. I love a little bit of fun mixed in with the order. I never heard of a radiator repairman. Electric paint sprayer. Okay. Electric paint. Why don't we have that these days? Or do we? With another name. Yeah, wait, we do. We do. Law book. Geez, this thing is. I was expecting this to be like popular mechanics for kids, but there's. It's so much more than that. This is like the internet. So you want to build a pool? Well, no, but maybe I do now. Oh yeah, I want to look like this guy. Oh, ripple muscles guaranteed. Yeah. Watch repair. Crime detection. Yes. Okay, now here's something that's really remarkable and also kind of heartbreaking. You always want to make a better future for your children, but here we can clearly see that we're not, and we really haven't been. So, what do you do after you graduate? They're trying to push the post secondary education, which is what we all like, what we all want. Estimated time, life, income from men with different accounts of education. Nobody's making this money. Nobody's making this money these days. Maybe back in the day, but people who are my age, Generation X, can you imagine having this opportunity? Man, that would have been beautiful. This kind of breaks my heart. This really hurts me to read because this is what was promised to us. And I'm living in my folks' place. Learn while you sleep? Okay, I'm going to need to check that one out. The classified sections are a pretty big deal, my guys. I'm going to need a hand understanding this one. Where is it? Right here. Boys, power driven auto, build your own. What? And then two down from that, boys, build a gasoline engine car easily built. Plans 35 cent. Now, when they say boys, are they talking men? Who, at what age were they allowed to build cars in the 50s? We can easily say that we've lost something with the way that our technology gives us information. Back in the day, you used to be able to go through the classifieds just one at a time and see who was looking, see what they wanted. I remember my old boss, God rest his soul, he said he wanted to be a pilot, but as he was looking through the classified, you noticed everyone was looking for a programmer, so he decided to go into programming. Is that kind of like a side channel attack when it comes to the market? You see, a side channel attack is when, sorry, I'll hold this straight for a second. A side channel attack could be described as, for example, the pizza place that would sell the Pentagon pizzas. Pentagon would call pizzas up. The pizza retailers, the pizza delivery guys, knew that something was up when the Pentagon was ordering extra pizzas. That's basically an example of a side channel attack. So the pizza people would know when something was going on before anybody else really did. So these classifieds are like a side channel attack. Apparently, I got somebody's discharge papers here, too. Huh. Okay. So I can see why people would be entertained by these advertisements. Yeah, you're learning. You're like, hey, I can learn to make. I would love to know how to make one of these. Think fast. Perfect circle. I think we might actually be getting to the I think it is the content. Yes, very good. Very good. No safety harnesses. Okay, apparently that was a 70s and 80s thing. Interesting. We got a crime story. Okay, we got a lot to talk about in this. Number one, Buddy saving his broskies with the haulerator. I'm not even sure what that thing is. Is that meant to send cement up and down? I'm gonna scroll in. Is that thing supposed to deliver cement before we got the pipe units? I wonder. Okay, so yeah, snake bite. Oh, sorry. Australian Coldman. Cattleman bitten by a deadly tiger snake. Damn, I will never be that manly. Okay, so here it shows what happened. Yeah, there was a fire up top. Geez, you have to have a lot of balls to do that job, eh? I hate these things. It's an art. It's an art to get these things working. It is so freaking difficult. An article talking about jet donkeys that seem to be these vehicles on the bottom right that no, that can't be it. It's got to be something else. Anyways, that would be the donkey. That it looks like it would be used to bring the plane to full speed and then go on back home the same way a tugboat would take something out to sea. The world's biggest truck. Yeah. Check this out. In 1958, this traffic cop. I'd never heard of a traffic cop before. That was his place. And he just stayed there and he had a camera. Jeez, I'd love to see what that camera looked like in the 50s. Big deal on pacer cars, and here we go with a bit about what it's like to live in a vacuum. Now, the thing is, vacuum tubes were a big thing. If you pierced that tube, then it could explode. Back then, it could. And there had to be a vacuum. If you poked it, if there was a crack, it wouldn't work anymore. Okay, so this is 1 year after Sputnik made it to space. I have a difficult time getting over just how much information is in this booklet compared to how much I got in the 90s with EGM and GamePro. I am so glad I don't have to worry about filming with that technology. It was not frickin' easy. That is one interesting ride on lawnmower. Huh. Check out this vehicle that the Germans would take through a 90-mile pipe of water system. I'm wondering if that was. No, it has to have a motor on it. Yeah, but going through a water system, you got a battery right there for the light. My goodness. My goodness. Big smiles. We really need to get back to making sweet clocks like that. And next, we're getting into prospecting. Yeah, I'm not in a good spot for prospecting. Furniture. I can't get over how much information you would get within a single magazine. Now, the thing is, I used to buy magazines quite a bit in the 90s, but they had nowhere near this level of information. Dutch economy car never needs greasing. I mean, my car doesn't need greasing. Am I missing something? It needs oil changes, but that's different, right? You got a special refrigeration unit that makes snowflakes for science. I want to go back to the 50s because I want one of those a lot. Check here, boys, the new and improved rocket-powered bombs for her pleasure. Rocket-powered bombs. And here we got farm machines in Kenya. Now, farm machines are real technology. You really need that technology in order to take down the craziness of the land. Of course, you got to love the land and work with it. But it's a lot easier to use a tractor than it is to carry things on your back. Like, that's legitimately a big deal. The sheer data they give you in this. I'm flipping through pages here, but the data, the raw information is just amazing. Like, even if it's not all perfectly accurate, I want that. And I want that. Okay, legitimately today, do we have a helicopter that can land in water or operate in water in an emergency? What happened to that? Building model boats used to be a really big deal to older folks, and then it became building model boats within a bottle. And this seems to be an art that's just left behind now. As we can see here, drones are not necessarily a new thing. Now you can carry house current in your car. Rough it like a king. Use your car battery. I mean, you could use solar, but I guess we're not that far yet, right? Check it out, they had burglar alarms. Anything that moves within 25 feet of the radar burglar detector will trigger its alarm. It's a radar, it's a legitimate radar. That's interesting. And of course, camping was a huge deal back then. I'm pretty sure in the 50s you weren't a man unless you punched at least one bear every 30 years. French car of the future needs no gasoline tank. Oh, really? Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Tomorrow's car will be driven completely on electricity. And here we have the original Raspberry Pi, thermistor controlled thermistor. Okay, that's a new word to me. A thermistor controlled temperature relay. I mean, it sounds like a word. I've never heard that word. Thermistors roughly widely used in military and industrial electronics. It's like they're looking at all electronics. They even have the wiring diagram. I love it. It's almost as if in the 50s the world was available to you. You could do anything that you wanted so long as you had the tools. No one would stop you. There were no rules. I think as soon as any of us see this page, we know we know exactly what's going to go on here. So Someone's gonna get locked in. Oh my good. You got weeds? Put oil on them. Oh, they were so innocent in the 50s. They didn't know that this is the easiest way to have your table stolen. Oh, bamboo handrails. Now everything is so much safer. I could just hear certain mothers screaming at this, having their little Jimmy dressed up in army fatigues, but still nonetheless super cool. Okay, they even give you like the thread pitch and the toothing so you can get these parts off of the shelf and build it yourself. My mind is freaking blown right now. Check it out, lads. We can make our own low-cost dehumidifier from an old refrigerator. Did they have old refrigerators in 58? New attachment lets you torment ants with household vacuum equipment. I'm in. Tot's waiting pool is glass lined. 50s people, are you trying to kill your children? Oh, wait, it's fiberglass. Is that okay? Okay, do it yourself. So what I'm getting here is in the 50s, everyone was like, hey, let's do all of these things. And then they did. And then a lot of them did it wrong, and then people died, and now we no longer give out this information. Okay, that's the best freaking idea I've heard in a long freaking time. I Why not? Why not? There is so much written information in here. It is incredible. How to identify rocks. Yep, it's a rock. Boy, let me tell you what, y'all should join the army. When is the last time you seen an advertisement for a hammer? Real question. Your move, Dad. Try to either building something that won't destroy us all or buy a whole lot of land that you can give me. That's the only way I'm going to survive. With DuPont's new car mix. It's been a long time since I've seen the name DuPont. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Now from Nev's Tech Bits. Reading I love reading this because it tells us a lot about technology and society at the same time. It's lovely. Thanks for joining me on this, guys. Have a good one. And take care of each other, will ya? Take care.